Today you're going to be taking a quiz over writing and solving equations. We practiced this all last week, and this quiz that we're going to be doing today is going to be done just a little bit differently than the quizzes we've done in the past. When you go to Google Classroom and you see your assignment today, you're going to see both a Jamboard and a Google form. And what you're going to want to do is open both of those. You're going to be using the Jamboard to show your work, show me that you know how to solve equations, and then you're going to go to the Google form and then select the answer choice that matches the work that you've done in the Jamboard. We'll try it. We'll see how this goes. Hopefully it's going to work out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to record a read aloud. That's what this is. And then I'm going to embed this into the Google form so that it'll be at the top of the Google form. And I'll walk you through it. I'll read the questions so you have the questions read aloud. And then hopefully you'll know what to do and be able to work through it. You definitely can use your calculator to help you with this. And you can also use your notes. As always, my copy of the interactive notebook is posted on Google Classroom. It's under Virtual Notebook. And for Unit 3, you'll see it's the only one that's there right now because we're still in this unit for this semester. But the notes are there for everything if you need it. Definitely want you to use your calculators. So on this first screen that's showing, it's talking about how you're going to be taking the quiz, expressions and equations, and you're going to use the Jamboard to show your work. Then you're going to find the answers to each question on the Google form and then submit that once you're done. What we're going to do is give you credit for showing your work and then giving you credit for doing the Google form. So that way, if you get a 50 on your Google form, but you showed your work, maybe we can give you a 75 because you showed us that you knew the steps, you just got the math wrong. It's going to be a part of your grade. Question number 1. Which is the correct simplified version of the expression shown below after combining like terms? We have 12 plus 3.4x minus 5.4x minus x. To get you started, I've given you a hint. I boxed in blue all the like terms that have an x after them. And then for step 1, I said you needed to add those terms together. Don't forget to put your x at the end. Then you'll notice on step 2, there's no extra constants. We don't have anything else to add to 12. We just want to make sure we include it in our final answer. So after you do step 1, then you put it together with step 2, so it'd be plus 12, and then you're going to get your answer. You'll want to create a Google box, create a text box, use the pen feature. If you want to do the text box, that's fine. Type it in, use the pen, that's okay too. Change your color if you want, it's up to you. Put your answer in here, and then you're going to go over to the Google form and find the answer choice that matches hopefully the one you have. Also want you to note that there are the sticky notes in different colors up here. You might want to read through those if you need some extra help. But it's basically just rereading what I just went through. And like always, pause this video between questions and go back and forth until you're ready to start it again. Question number 2. Which is the correct solution to the two-step equation below? So you can use this 2 over 5x plus 10 equals 30, or I converted 2 over 5, that fraction, I've already converted it to a decimal for you, and you can just use the decimal to solve it. Again, you want to show your work, So you might want to, start by drawing your line, decide, well, I don't have any variables over here on the right, so the only thing I need to worry about is this constant. So I'm going to subtract 10 from both sides. When I do that, then the only thing I'll have left to do is divide that answer by 0.4, and that will give me the answer that I'm looking for. Question number 3 wants you to simplify the expression shown. Again, I took these fractions, and I went ahead and I converted them to decimals for you because it told us in this particular problem to use the decimal form of these answers and not do fractions. So you want to combine the like terms. Remember, maybe put a box around all the ones that are alike, or use a different color pen, put a circle around the others, and then add or subtract as you need to get them combined to where you have something with a B after it, plus or minus something with just a number. Question number 4. Simplify an expression for the perimeter of the rectangle shown. So you're simplifying 8.6x plus 3 plus 5.2 plus 8.6x plus 3 plus 5.2. Remember, to find perimeter, we add up all the sides. And in this case, that means we're going to combine our like terms. Question number 5. Which of the following shows the equation after the variables have been collected on the left and the constants have been collected on the right? Now you'll notice that I underlined in blue what goes on the left, and I underlined in red what goes on the right. Now you have to follow your steps by adding or subtracting to zero out in order to on one side and then do the exact same thing on the other to the number, just like we've been doing when we do the steps for solving equations. Question number 6 says solve the equation that's shown. And again, I took the fractions, I've converted them to decimals for you, and I've written it down here. Again, you're going to draw your line and you want to show your work. Step by step, I want to rearrange these numbers, these constants and variables around so that I have variables on one side, constants on the other, and I can work it to where I get x by itself so that I can figure out what x is. Question number 7, very similar. Solve the equation shown. 2.5 times x plus 18 is equal to 3.5x minus 4. Once you get your answer, don't forget to go back to the Google form and choose the answer that matches yours. Number 8 is very similar. It's the same thing. Solve the equation. You're solving for w this time. Negative 2w minus 23 is equal to 13w plus 22. All right, solve the equation shown. I did not convert these fractions to decimals this time because they don't work out quite the way they're supposed to. So if you're using your calculator app, the TI-84 calculator app, which I sincerely hope you are, remember you hit the alpha the green alpha key, and then you go up right above that and hit y equals, and then enter, and that'll allow you to type in that fraction and solve this problem. Again, don't forget to go back to your Google form and choose the answer choice. Question number 10. We have a square. If the perimeter of the square is 97 inches, what is the value of x? The one thing you know about a square is all four sides are the same. So I went ahead and I took the 8.75 times x minus 2, and I added it up and simplified it to 35x minus 8, and we know that that's equal to 97. So now your job is to figure out what x is. Again, you've got all this white space down here. Show your work. Use the text box feature to type it in, or use the pen feature to write it in. It's your choice. Looking for some idea what your thought process is or what you go through when you're trying to solve these equations. So once you're done, that's the last thing you do. Don't forget to hit the submit button on your Google form. And then you're going to turn this in on Google, turn in the Jamboard on Google Classroom. And I'll be looking at both of those things to see how you did.